Running your coaching business can be very difficult, but one of the best things you can do is start to think about how you can slowly remove yourself from the day to day. That doesn't mean that you have a business where you do nothing, but it does mean that you can have a bit more free time. You can get a little bit more hands off and you have more time for yourself, for your family, and to travel if that's what you want to do. Now, if you've been doing online coaching for a while, you might be making 3, 4, 5K per month, and that's a good living, it's a good income, but it has its struggles. And usually the biggest struggle or the biggest pain with doing that is that you have to do everything yourself. You're editing your own videos, you're sending all your emails, you're doing all the admin tasks. Like, it's all you. You're booking all the calls and you're taking all the calls. And you do need that experience. You do need that little graft and that grit. You have to experience that kind of, not pain, but you got to experience it. But you can only do that for so long. And after a couple of years, you're going to get to the point where you either want to scale yourself out of the business, or you might want to move on and do something a little bit different. I see a lot of coaches move to life coaching, stuff like that. Even me, I'm considering maybe doing some life coaching. So I want to talk to you about what you can do, basically. The very first thing you've got here is basically fulfillment. So when you run a business, you obviously need to fulfill clients. That means doing things like check-ins and coaching calls, updating programs, stuff like that. Now, the question is, do you want to continue doing fulfillment? If it's a no, then this means you need to hire an assistant coach or a success coach, someone that does this part of the business for you. They do all your check-ins, they do the messaging the clients, they do everything. All you do is you're the face of the program, and maybe you hop in every now and then, you have a group chat and you host like group coaching calls. So you can get fulfillment done. You can hire an assistant coach. So that's the one thing. The next part is running ads. Now, the best way to scale yourself out of doing that, if you don't want to do it, is hire a media buyer. So you can get a media buyer. You can get some good ones on Upwork. You can get some in the UK. They are expensive though. So if you're not running ads, or if the ads that you're doing are very simple and you can do it yourself, great. But if we're talking about 10, 15, 20K, it might be time to get a media buyer so you don't have to manage the ads anymore. So this is probably something that would be on the bottom of the list for me. I don't mind kind of doing it if I know how to do it. After a while though, like tracking the numbers, how much is being spent, you may want to get a media buyer because they'll do this for you. Now, this is a big one, and it is video editing. Okay. So pretty much, listen. So video editing is like one of those things that you don't really need to do. A lot of coaches still do it. And it's because you want to stay in control of the editing process, but you don't need to be. And it's hard, but video editing is so time consuming. It is so time consuming and you don't need to do it. So that's why it annoys me when coaches kind of, they don't let it go. Yeah, it annoys me because a lot of coaches like won't let the video editing go. But it's not something that you need to be doing as a coach, honestly. Like, if you need a video editor, you can get one on Fiverr or Upwork, and that will save you so many hours. Think about the time that you're sitting there editing videos. They can do it for you, and you can actually go out and make even more money. So this one is something that I would be doing very early in the business. Sales. Now, I'm talking about someone taking your sales calls. Again, with this, that's probably one of the latter things that you're going to outsource. You need to make sure you're getting a good level of income. You're generating consistent leads before outsourcing your sales. But it is something that I would be looking at once I get to like 10, 15K. I probably look at outsourcing my sales calls, because if you're taking all the calls, you're going to get tired, you're going to get burnt out, and you're not going to enjoy your business as much. Or you can switch it and stop taking sales calls and try and sell via the DMs. That requires you to build a ton of authority. You're going to have to make more long form content like this. And yeah, you're really going to have to graft if you do this, but it is something that you could do, selling in DMs, and that might save you, or it will save you a ton of time. So that's something to consider. Email. So if you're doing email marketing, you might get to the point where you want to hire a copywriter because you don't want to basically send. You might hire a copywriter because you don't want to send all the emails anymore. That's fine, and that can work. But the only problem with this is it takes a while for a copywriter to write in your style, use the kind of words that you use, and demonstrate the kind of stuff that you want to demonstrate. So you do need to make sure you take a bit of time. Again, this would probably be bottom of my list in terms of like priorities, but it's something that I would definitely consider. Then you've got just normal admin, managing emails, messages, stuff like that. Even like posting your content and scheduling it for you. This, very, very important. I would be hiring a VA from Upwork or Fiverr ASAP to do this. Get a VA to do your admin. There's a lot of things that you don't need to be doing. And that's why you need to look at all your tasks. That's why I've written this down like step by step, because these are like all the tasks that you would do in your business. And the last thing I've put here is lead generation. So obviously everyone generates leads a little bit differently, but most people, you book calls, you might be calling leads from a list that you've done and we ran ads, or it could be you're doing appointment setting via the DMs on Instagram. Whatever way you're doing it, you still have to generate leads, right? So if you're generating leads, you're going to need an appointment setter, so an app setter. You might need an SDR. So SDR is going to call all the leads on your list. Those are the two main ones for fitness. So you need to really think about, am I going to invest in getting these two? If you're making, as soon as you're making like 2-3K, you need to get this. If you want to scale really quickly, you need to get this, because they're going to book a lot of calls for you. They're going to do all your messages. They're going to call all the leads that you've got on a list, and they're going to book them into your diary. So you need to get this once you make 2-3K. I'm getting this. That's what I would do now. So that's pretty much it. If you want to scale yourself out of the business and have more time for yourself, these are all the tasks that you're probably doing right now. And then this is what you can do to kind of get yourself out of them. Now, what I would do is I would pick what I enjoy doing the most, and I would just keep that. So if it's video editing, I wouldn't keep that. But if it's maybe just looking at your ads every morning, cool. Or if it's like you like to do some fulfillment, cool. But if there's things that you don't enjoy, you outsource it, okay? And you ain't got to outsource everything, because you still need to keep the business profitable. So it's a bit of yin and yang, but you've got to find a method and a business method that works for you as an individual. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you're wondering what the hell is that in the corner, basically I was going to make a video about how to get abs on my fitness page, but it's pretty late and I just couldn't be bothered. So we'll do that another time.